Hi, my name is Miss Christy. I'm a teaching artist in the PACE program. We integrate art lessons with the classroom curriculum. We are coming to you thanks to the Acadiana Center for the Arts, the nonprofit organization that manages the PACE program, and the Lafayette Parish school system in Lafayette, Louisiana. Today we're going to be talking about pollinators. Those are animals in the environment that help the plants reproduce. They go from flower to flower, carrying pollen with them from one flower to another. When this happens, the flowers develop fruit with seeds inside. You can see here in this diagram that once the pollen goes down through a tube, there are what kind of look like eggs waiting at the bottom. Once those are fertilized, the entire base of the plant turns into a fruit, like a watermelon or a cantaloupe. The main pollinator that we're going to talk about today is the butterfly. But there are many other types of pollinators. Many of them are insects, but you'd be surprised to know that mammals can be pollinators. Other insects like spiders and ants can be pollinators. Birds are pollinators as well. You can see in this picture that birds and butterflies coexist together very easily. Reptiles that are pollinators. There is a specific kind of flower is only pollinated by very few animals, and one of them is this lizard. Another pollinator that you might be familiar with would be a bumblebee or a honeybee. Those are the ones that we think of when we think of pollination. We all love the sweetness of the honey, but there are some bees that don't make honey, but they have just as important of a job of pollinating. So today we're going to make butterflies. The materials you'll need to make butterflies today are coffee filters, something like a twist tie or a pipe cleaner. I have a picture here showing you the different materials that you can use. If you don't have pipe cleaners, you can use a twist tie from a bread bag or any kind of twist tie that you might find for a trash bag. Once we're finished doing the coloring with our markers, we're going to spray the coffee filter with a little bit of water from a spray bottle. Talk to the grown-ups that are helping you with this project to find a way to spray the coffee filter when you're done. And what this does is it makes the washable marker ink spread. I've created a Monarch Butterfly on this coffee filter. You can see that once I sprayed it, the pattern of the marker spread out. I left a lot of spaces in between so that I would allow the colors to spread and not get too blended together. It's very important to think about what kind of shapes you want to use. In this butterfly, I used circles around the edge, and I used lines on the inside of the wings, and I'm going to show you how to do that now. You're going to lay your coffee filter flat on the table, and you're going to work with your lightest colors first. I'm going to be using blue, black, and gray, and so I'm going to use my gray first. If I were making the monarch, I started with yellow first because that's my lightest color. It's a little bit hard to see, so that's why I chose to use darker colors to show you how to make this. So I'm going to start with gray, and the very first thing you want to do is draw an X. You're going to find the middle and you're going to draw an X or a T, just like this. I'm going to go ahead and do 2 of them. So once you get the T or the X drawn, you're going to think of these two sections as the main part of your wings. We're not going to color the top and the bottom as much because once it's folded, you won't even see that part. So go ahead and use your marker to draw in these lines. And if there's ever a point that you need to pause the video, please do so and catch up and then press play. All right, let's get started. So the very first thing you want to do is you want to draw two curved lines here in the middle. After you do that, you're going to draw another curved line out toward the edge on each side. You can see that both sides are the same. Do you know what this is called? If you said symmetry, you're right. Symmetry is when something can be cut right down the middle and it's identical or the very same on both sides. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to draw in some circles around the outside on the end of each side. You can use squares or triangles. You can see in these pictures that I made these with different shapes. I made one for my daughter with hearts. I made one for my son with squares. I made one for my husband with triangles. And I made mine like a blue monarch. You can see in mine that I used polka dots with purple in between all the areas, just to add a little bit of purple to it. So I have drawn circles around the outside edges. The next part is you're going to draw a series of straight lines going out toward those circles. And you can put as many as you want on both sides. Remember, we're doing this symmetrical. So if you look at the butterflies that I have here, you can see that each wing is identical to the other. So that's what we're trying to do. The next color I'm going to use is going to be blue. And I'm going to start drawing in some other shapes. So I think here I'm going to put some ovals. And you can use a series of different shapes if you want. You can make this butterfly your own style. So I'm leaving a lot of open areas on the coffee filter. I'm not coloring it all in because all of the colors will bleed together and it won't show the pattern that you created. So for example, if I'm going to make some filled in shapes, I think I'll make 3 shapes here. Instead of coloring it in, I will actually draw the same shape but smaller on the inside. And what's going to happen is the water is going to spread out. So I did that on one side, now I'm going to do that on the other side to keep our symmetry. Can you say that word? Symmetry. I'm going to go around those circles with a series of curved lines. You can see as I'm drawing, the marker is going through very easily onto the paper that I have here on top of this table. So you want to make sure that you have something down on your table at home so that you don't mark up the table. You should be using the washable markers. On the package it'll say washable. And that means that when you spray it with water, it's going to make that ink spread. I think I want to add a little more blue. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to outline above this line on both sides and below. I'm also going to add that bottom section of their wings here. So I'm going to draw a second set of lines to create those two bottom wings. In this section, I'm going to put another shape just like that one, just by tracing it. So it's like a long triangle. And then I'm going to put a circle on the inside of that. I'm going to add a little bit of black to this butterfly, just like the Monarch and this blue butterfly has. I'm going to go around the edges just like you see here, but I'm going to do just half of those circles. You can see that I'm just tracing like the letter C. All the way across. And then I'm going to do the same on the other side. I'm going to fill in down here with two black lines. And I'm going to trace this line here in the middle, black. I'm going to go down between the blue and the gray. I'm going to make a thick black line. I like to use polka dots because it adds just a little bit of color in certain areas. So I'm going to show you how I do that. Here I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So that adds just a little more black in that area. Down here at the bottom of that, I'm going to add some large black circles. So now I did this, so I need to do that on the other side. Do you remember that S word that we were talking about? When you have one side that is exactly the same as the other? Do you remember what I said that's called? Symmetry. And so what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to recreate a little bit of what this butterfly looks like. And it has a lot of blue here and a lot of black and dark blue here. So that's kind of what I'm doing. I think I'm going to go ahead and put some more blue by tracing in my ovals. So I'm not actually coloring them in, I'm just putting an oval on the inside of the large oval. And now I'm going to make a dot on the inside of each of those circles. Okay, this one is ready. Now I'm going to show you how to make the Monarch butterfly. Alright, you can see that I changed the piece of paper on this surface. If you want to change colors, you want to make sure that you're starting on a clean surface. I'm going to be showing you how to make the Monarch butterfly. You can see this half of a wing here. Butterflies are the exact same on both sides. So we're only going to be looking at this one side, but we're going to be doing both sides of the butterfly that way. We're going to start with this orange color, and then we're going to move to the black. So the first lines that I'm going to draw are these shapes here. We're going to start from the center of our coffee filter, and you can make a dot if that helps you, but we're going to be drawing another big X or T you're going to go all the way down the middle, and you can turn it and go all the way down the middle. And you can see there's an X. I'm going to do that twice. So now I'm going to go a little bit further over. And you can see that the X that I created creates a space where we're going to put some of our shapes. The next part that you want to draw is the same kind of leaf shape that we did before on the blue butterfly. You're just going to make it a little bit bigger. And the same on the other side. After you do that, you're going to draw 2 lines on the inside. 1, 2, 1, 2. And those curved lines on the outside of that shape, here and here. Remember, if you need to pause the video to catch up, please do so. I'm going to keep moving. We're going to draw in where the white areas of the wings are. So starting with the right side, I'm going to draw 3 oval shapes in the top of the X that I drew. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. After you finish that, draw a big leaf shape inside of that. And then down here in this section of the X shape that we have, that's like a big triangle here and a big triangle here, we're going to do that same curved line here and here, kind of like 2 smiley faces at the end. Now I'm going to work with my black marker, and I'm going to draw in some lines before coloring in the rest of my orange. So the wings have a lot of black around the edges, and then there's like these veins of black in the middle. So that's what we're going to start with. I'm just going to trace the orange lines here that I already drew. Same on the other side. Whatever you do on one side, you want to do on the other side. And remember, we're creating a pattern and we're leaving some of our areas white so that when we spray it with the water, it's going to have room to spread. Going to circle in these areas that I drew with orange, those ovals, and I'm really just outlining these shapes. I'm going to draw in my circles now with the black. And now I'm going to do that to this side. Now I'm going to draw some more lines in the wings. I'm drawing in these outer veins. So I'm going to draw some straight lines going from my big leaf shape out to that curved line. I'm going to do the same on the other side. I'm now going to trace this orange line on the side of it. So I'm not actually coloring over the orange, I'm coloring next to the orange. Because now I'm going to be filling in a little bit of black around the tip. What's going to be the tip of the wing. So I'm just drawing a curve or a series of curved lines around each circle. Now I'm going to do that on this side. I'm going to go around each circle with the black. When you're finished with that, we're going to draw in some more of these veins or lines that are in the butterfly's wings down here. And I'm also going to color the tip of this wing black. And I'll put in some more straight lines. Remember, whatever you do on one side, you want to do the same thing on the other side. Monarch Butterfly, a lot of the edges of their wings are black. So I'm going to go ahead and color in a little bit of this area. And we really don't need a lot of the marker ink. We're just going to use a little bit. So really I'm just tracing the shapes that are there. And then I am going to make some stripes. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm trying to color in the black areas just like my Monarch Butterfly. I'm going to trace this line down to the center. And then we're going to be filling in some orange. So now I have my orange, and instead of coloring the whole thing, I always tell my students, don't chicken scratch. Be very careful about how much ink you're putting on there. You don't want to tear a hole in the wings. So go ahead and just very gently make some kind of stripes. You don't need a whole lot because when you add the water, it's going to spread out. So you go ahead and color in very gently all the areas where you want color. If you're doing a red butterfly or a green butterfly, you're going to do the same thing as I'm doing. I'm going to do everything that I do on one side, I'm going to do that on the other. And remember, you don't need a lot. And don't chicken scratch. So I'm going between the black lines that I drew, and now I'm going to go around the bottom half of those circles on the edge of the wings. I'm also going to use a little bit of yellow to brighten up the orange just a little bit in some areas. You can see how this part of the wing is a little bit lighter than this part of the wing. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to fill it in just a little bit here with some yellow. And I'm just putting dots because I don't want to get any of the dark colors on my yellow. The orange doesn't seem to be messing up the tip of my yellow, but blue, green, or black will. I really just like how that looks. Now we're ready to spray it. So the next part of this is that we're going to fold it like a fan or an accordion fold. And it's a little bit tricky. If you need help from a grown-up, please go ask for help. I'm going to go through it step by step. First I'll fold this one with you, and then I'll fold the other one. So take your time. We're going to fold small little folds starting at the bottom. Fold it over just about the width of your finger. So you can see that I folded it just a little bit. Fold it to where it's across the bottom. You can see that I didn't fold it very straight. So I'm going to fix that by refolding it just a little bit more. And now it's straight across the bottom. It's important to try and fold it evenly across the whole thing so that your wings don't end up lopsided. So after you do your first fold, pick it up, flip it over, and fold it again. Just the same amount. Then you're going to pick it up and flip it over again and fold it. You're just going to keep flipping it and folding it and flipping it and folding it. And this is a fan fold. Have you ever seen a fan before? Flip it, fold it, flip it, fold it, flip it, fold it, flip it, fold it, flip it, fold it. So now I've completely folded it. You should hold on to it like this. Don't let it unfold. And we're going to be attaching something to this to be the butterfly's body. You can see that if I hold it at the bottom and open it up just a little bit, it looks like a fan. There's one wing. So I'm going to keep it folded as best as I can. And I'm going to use a pipe cleaner to be the body of my butterfly. I'm going to put this one aside and show you that one more time. Again, if you need to pause, go ahead. So I'm going to start at the bottom of my butterfly and I'm going to fold it over. After I do that, I'm going to flip it over and fold it again, and I'm just going to keep doing that. Flipping and folding, flipping and folding. Each time that you fold it, you're not rolling it back over you're not going to keep folding it like this. You're going to always flip it and fold it. Flip it and fold it. Flip it and fold it, and you're trying to keep it same size from here to here. Last fold, and there. Now I have my blue butterfly wings. So I have here a pipe cleaner that I cut in half. So here's a red one, and I fold it, and it's like this, full length, and I folded it in half and pinched it, and then I cut it right here where it's folded, and so that gave me two. I'm going to use this blue one for my blue butterfly, and what you need to do is you just need to fold it over in half. And then you're going to hold it in the middle. And you can see it has a loop. You're going to twist, 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 twist. Just the bottom. This is going to be the bottom of the butterfly. This is going to be the top, and it's going to have its little antenna. But we're going to leave it open because this is where we're going to fit in the wings. So take your wings and find the middle, And you're going to position the wings right there in the middle. You want to have the wings to where they look like they're natural butterfly wings. If you put them on their side and open it up, it's not going to look it's not going to look like butterfly wings. So you want to have it on its side, and it's okay if it crimps it a little bit. You just want to make sure it's in the middle. Right now it's still squished in its fold, but when we unfold it, it's going to look right. So now that I have it between the two sides of my pipe cleaner, and remember, you can use a regular bread twist tie. I have one here. So you're going to go ahead and twist, twist, twist. Maybe 3 times until you have it nice and tight, but it still has the 2 little antennae for your butterfly. All right, and now you can open up your wings. So like this, you can still see the detail that I drew. And when you spray it, the more white areas you leave, the more detail will show. Also, the less water that you put, the more details will still show. All right, I'm going to put that one aside, and I'm going to do that again with my Monarch Butterfly. I'm going to use the red. Again, fold it in half, hold it in the middle, twist, twist the folded end, and leave it open like it's the letter Y. You're going to position the wings to where the decorated side is up, and then you're going to twist, 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 and you'll still have your little antenna. And at that point you can open up the wings, and now we're ready to spray it. You might have to move it back from one side to the other to even it out and make the 2 wings the same size. If you're like, I think I want to fix this, or I think I want to do something different, or I want to add some more color, you can. You can just untwist it, open it back up, and draw on it some more. I put a mat here so that I can spray without getting my table wet. You might want to have a grown-up help you with this, and you also should probably have some extra coffee filters to place the wet butterflies. It'll help them keep their shape. So I'm going to put 2 of these here. Keep these with their shape and don't get them wet. They won't hold up the butterfly. So I made this blue one first, so let's go ahead and spray it first. You just give it a little spray. Are you ready? This is the best part. So usually you should leave it flat because the wings will get droopy, but I want you to see what happens. It changes very quickly. See how the colors are blending together? So I'm going to put this in a clean, dry coffee filter, and it's going to dry with the wings in position. So I'm going to do the same thing with my Monarch Butterfly. Ready? Here we go. It changes very quickly. And then put that butterfly in a clean, dry coffee filter. All right, So I'm going to put this aside. And I've already sprayed this butterfly so I can show you how to put a string in it to put it up in your room as a mobile. You can go ahead and untwist it just a little bit, not all the way. You want to open it up, and I have here some ribbon. You can use string or yarn, and you can match the colors to your room if you want to. And what you need to do is you just need to position the string or ribbon in over the top of the body and twist it up again. I'm holding it with my thumb while I twist, twist, twist. All right, and so I can fix my little antenna back. And then I'm going to tie a little knot. If you need help with this, ask someone for help. But this will secure your butterfly to the string. Cut the string, the little extra at the top, and I'm going to position the wings to make them look like they're flying. And the way you would balance it out is you'd kind of position the butterfly with the pipe cleaner and curve its body. You want to create balance. And you'll just work with the wings to try and get them balanced. So position the body to where it looks like the butterfly is flying, and there's your butterfly. All right, there's our butterflies. I have a whole bunch more that I made with my kids. I have here the one that's made with hearts. I have this one. My son's favorite color is green, so we made a green one for him. And my favorite color is indigo, so we made a blue and purple one for me. And my husband loves blue, so I made a blue butterfly for him. So I just want to thank you for being with me today for this project. We will be posting a new lesson each day at 10 a.m. on the Acadiana Center for the Arts YouTube channel. These lessons will also be posted on the Acadiana Open channel on Cox channel 16 and LUS channel 4. These lessons are for kindergarten, 1st, and 2nd grade, but we welcome anyone to do these projects with us. If you're an older sibling that's helping out your younger sibling, thank you so much for being with us. The kindergarten lessons will be aired at 8 a.m. and the 1st and 2nd grade at 9 a.m. Some lessons will be visual arts and some will be creative movement. If you are interested in supporting programs like this, please go to our website, that's acadianacenterforthearts.org. If you are interested in private lessons, you can reach me at my website, that's lushceramics.com, LUSHCERAMICS.com. Thanks again for being with me, and try to make art every day.